The movie begins on a stormy evening as Tess Marshall, Georgina Campbell, arrives at the Airbnb she had booked at 467 Barbary Street. However, upon attempting to check in, she realizes that she needs help finding the key or getting in touch with the person who booked the house. Just as she is about to leave, she spots a light being turned on, and she reveals that a man named Keith Toshko, too, had booked the house. As they are unable to reach the Airbnb CS, however, Keith invites Tess to stay while they try to resolve the situation. Tess, unable to find another place to stay, decides to take a shower and joins Keith for a bottle of wine. She shares that she is interviewing with Bonnie Zane, Sophie Sorensen, for a job next day. Keith reveals that he has seen her last film, much to Tess's surprise. The two of them spend the night bonding, but Tess wakes up in the middle of the night to hear Keith gasping in his sleep. When she tries to wake him up, they both get startled. The next morning, Keith denies anything is wrong. Tess goes for her interview and is shocked to find that all the other houses surrounding the Airbnb are abandoned and in disrepair. During her meeting with Bonnie, she mentions where she is staying, causing Bonnie to warn her to leave immediately. Upon returning to the house, a man named Andre, James Butler, runs after her, telling her to get out. Despite being frightened, Tess investigates the basement and discovers a secret entrance to a tunnel. She ventures down the tunnel and finds a room with a bed, camera, bloody handprint on the wall, and a staircase leading further down, causing her to panic. She rushes back to the basement and gets Keith to help her escape. Tess tells Keith what she saw, and they try to leave, but Keith decides to check it out. While he is gone, Tess hears him screaming for help and finds him in the tunnel, where he reveals that something has bitten him. A horrifying naked monster, the mother, Matthew Patrick Davis, appears and kills Keith before turning to Tess. Later, A.J. Gilbride, Justin Long, receives a call from his colleagues that he is being dropped from a project due to a woman alleging that he raped her. A.J. then goes out with a friend and all but admits to pressuring the woman into sex. He heads out of state to a house he is renting, which happens to be the Barbary house. He finds Tessa's luggage and goes into the basement to investigate. He is chased by the mother before falling into a pit where Tess is being held. In the 1980s, when Barbary Street was still inhabited, a man named Frank, Richard Brake, lived in the same house. He follows a young woman to her house and enters by pretending to be from the electric company. It seems like he had a bad intention for the women who do rape. Back in the present, Tess and A.J. are trapped in the pit, and the mother treats Tess as her child while growling and screeching at A.J. They manage to escape and make their way out, but A.J. is left behind and forced to breastfeed from the mother. Tess calls the police, but they do not believe her and leave. She waits until night to break back into the house and retrieve her keys. As she drives away, the mother tries to break into her car, but Tess drives into her to kill. As A.J. emerges from the basement, he finds himself face to face with the mother. He is armed with Frank's gun, but it has no effect on her. He runs into the streets, with the mother in hot pursuit. Tess arrives in the nick of time and helps A.J. get away, but not before the mother attacks her car. Tess and A.J. manage to escape, but not without scars from the terrifying experience. The next day, Tess and A.J. meet with Bonnie, who reveals to them that Barbary Street is home to a cult that has a soul known as the Naked Mother. The cult was notorious for kidnapping and sacrificing young women to their goddesses. Bonnie reveals that the cult was disbanded in the 80s, and the house was left abandoned until a young couple purchased it and turned it into an Airbnb. Tess and A.J. realize that the mother is still active and is intent on continuing her reign of terror. They decide to destroy the evil entity once and for all. With the help of Andre, they embark on a dangerous mission to destroy the mother and put an end to her evil reign. The mother is destroyed, and peace is restored to Barbary Street.